Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back there to the crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. I have some exciting things to really kind of talk about and address. And I do really want to talk to you guys about some exciting things as well in terms of some speculation with some partnerships and some, collaborations that are happening behind the scenes. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on, as it does help the channel grow. Also, if you guys are new or not new, definitely hit that like button, as it does help the video get pushed more to the public, and I do greatly appreciate it. Now, in terms of what is happening within the market, we are seeing some red. It's totally fine. In terms of XRP, it has been holding the line fairly strong on most assets. A lot of assets are holding some significant support zones compared to most. And with Bitcoin ranging around this point with 43.4% dominance, we could expect a little bit more downside pressure. I'm hoping to range us into the weekly closing point at a nice 60k plus point. But of course, we could expect Bitcoin to have some more volatile rides down south. If we do break 58k, we could expect 53k. So we have to watch Bitcoin closely. We have to wait for some validation on us going higher or lower. The higher point would be around us breaking 63k. The lower point would be us breaking below 58k. So we're just kind of watching this. We're waiting for it to range on. Until then, we're not going to see some, more price action on XRP in terms of the bullish points. But of course, we could make do with what we have, which is some crazy updates in regards to some possible partnerships and stuff like that. So without further ado, before we fully jump into this video, if you guys do want to get the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, which includes a whole bunch of plans that I have with a lot of my assets, it includes a ton of videos in terms of exit strategies, my dispersion plans, all that kind of stuff. It is 20% off for a limited time only until this Saturday, so definitely get that if you guys are interested in something like that. It is on NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about this. So on City's strange circumstantial relationships to Ripple, in August, Ripple partner Identity signed an MOU with Citi. After winning a Citi comp, they agreed to a live pilot in 2021 and signed a master services agreement they intend to begin in AUS. So this is actually pretty interesting. In terms of a lot of these partnerships, we've always looked back on Identity, and shout out to XRP Owl for really kind of bringing Identity to the public and allowing for a lot of people to kind of do more research on it, because the company is absolutely massive with a lot of their ties to the banking scenes as well as financial institutions. Now, with this, we should note that Identity also filed a patent around the same time that uses XRP in a settlement system that works with Swift, but this isn't about Citi mostly. At the beginning of this year, Citi chose Volante Tech for their ISO 222 migration. Notably, they use Volpay, and Volpay has integrated Ripple as well as Swift and others. We also see here not just use Volpay, Citi has invested in Volante as well. Previous article, you may have seen the Ripple Volante Tech description before. It looks like this, and here you guys go. This is essentially the Volpay Ripple processor module. This is in their white paper, and of course we do see Ripple is essentially the settlement or the payment settlement bridge here. So this is pretty interesting, and Volante has a ton of ties to Ripple and XRP in terms of what they are utilizing it for, with like I said, payment settlement. And Volante is a huge company, especially with direct ties to, like I said, multiple financial institutions and stuff like that, similar to Identity. So I would not be surprised if Citi was utilizing XRP or Ripple products at some point in time. We do see here sometime in the last few years, 2 LinkedIn profiles were discovered of Citi employees that touted Ripple projects as well. Arcade XRP has chronicled them here, and of course we could see them, but that's not the main focus point. In April, Citi announced their concern for sustainable finance. The press release notes a number of corporate values shared by Ripple. That's not evidence, just a nice fit from PR perspective, given all of Ripple's marketing this way. Last month, the CEO of Citi said she is working to connect their clients to crypto wallets, enabling corporate clients to accept consumer payments, building the infrastructure for real-time payments, but not all the guardrails are put in place. Sounds promising, but here's the flip side. The chair of Swift is a city executive. The reports say they don't think XRP will ever be used for bank settlement because not liquid enough with compliance problems. This report, theirs is an excellent primer, which is comical to say the least. It's not liquid enough. I don't know about that. I mean, that just sounds a little bit funny to me. So where does this leave us? Doubtful Citi will touch Ripple or XRP in the near future, though they have experimented with it in the past. There isn't enough liquidity for big treasury moves just yet, though Ripple recently said they will return to corporate treasury moves again should the time and volume ever come. Citi's Volante products would make the connection easy. Would they use it for other products? Possible, but currently doubtful. Didn't even mention the U.S. SEC debacle. And of course, producer, I think it was Ashish Burla who said that Citi would be Ripple's last customer, or Brad. And of course, when we're talking about that, we do see American or Bank of America and American-based banks as well, really kind of working with Ripple, at least on the top 100 bank list. So it wouldn't surprise me at some point in time if Citi was working with Ripple. Of course, it's going to take some time, and we do have to clear up what's in front of us. But we also see here figure 1, the Bank de France CBDC experiments at a glance. The public DOT likely has XRP as a settlement protocol. And here is the first glance here. Cross DOT transactions, public DOT, private/permission DOT, integration with legacy systems. Could we see possibly XRP coming from this or Ripple themselves? It is hard to say, but it wouldn't be a big surprise to me. Now, we do see banks will not trust each other's protocols. Counterparty risk is eliminated by using a public ledger, a bridge exchange settlement that allows each other's value to be realized without added risk. Now, of course, like I said, we're not seeing XRP being mentioned here or anything like that, but we also see what about side chains, and that is the big change within a lot of this market. Side chains are pretty huge, especially if we're talking about connecting a lot of these CBDCs together and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in time, Ripple was pretty much tied to almost every CBDC at some point in time, but of course we have to wait until that time actually comes. Now, we do see or saw this on Facebook, wait for it. Vanguard is one of the world's largest investment companies, first starting 1929. $5.2 trillion under management. And here we have Vanguard connecting with Accenture, CME Group, Santander, BlackRock, MoneyGram, HSBC, PNC Bank, Temenos. I actually never heard of those before or them before, but we do see SBI and SCB, Bank of America as well. There is a huge, massive connection here, and of course, look at all of the ties here to Ripple. And also, we do see Swift and R3, which is pretty interesting to say the least. Now, this is pretty interesting. Like I said, when we're talking about a lot of these, things that are happening behind the closed doors, it all kind of leads us back to Ripple and XRP. Now, of course, this is not, 100% verified. There's no, real white paper here or anything like that. But $5.2 trillion in management, I would not be surprised. Now, we do see here, and both Vanguard and BlackRock, bigger, are investors in SBI. Very curious as to why Sama is also an investor in SBI. Now, of course, this is all old news. Like I said, in terms of, looking back on in times and looking at older news, we always do direct ties to many of these other companies and businesses around the world. And like I said, with, something like this, like I said, disclosed information, this is from 2019, but when we're looking at things that are happening right now with CBDCs and direct connections to massive banks around the world, we always look back on things like this and see the direct ties to Ripple and XRP. Not surprised at this at all, but again, I'm not making this a direct thing. I'm just saying be prepared for a lot of these connections to come to fruition yet again. Now, as you see here, Ripple with People, we announced our partnership with the Middle East-based blockchain firm to bring low-cost cross-border payments to the region with our ODL solution. And you might be wondering, well, why is this so big? Well, check this out. People will use ODL to eliminate the need for the costly pre-funded accounts normally required in traditional cross-border payments. This is part of People's mission to enable digital payments for 1 billion financially underserved smartphone users in the Middle East and Africa at large. 1 billion financially underserved smartphone users. 1 billion users. That's absolutely massive, so you guys know. Also, we do see here, Ripple is posturing itself to be the heroes of the crypto industry once this case is over and done with. Watch the narrative that plays out. Very interesting. And of course, if you guys did miss this, essentially Ripple introduced its framework for cryptocurrency regulations. Are you prepared for what's about to happen? Do you guys even realize what is happening? Because this is absolutely massive. Of course, Ripple is conducting their own pretty much regulatory standpoint on crypto to really kind of be adopted here. And we do see here, we believe that framework is adapted to account for some of the unique attributes inherent to cryptocurrencies, can provide the clarity innovators seek and the market protections consumers deserve. Now, like I said, I think that at some point in time, Ripple will become the hero for crypto, just similar to what the Bearable Bull is saying here. Because when we're talking about what is happening behind closed doors, with a lot of this regulatory stuff happening, you know, this was never the SEC versus XRP or Ripple. It was always the SEC versus crypto. We've talked about this. We've discussed this multiple times. And I'm very happy for Ripple to be the one being sued. I know that might sound crazy, but think about if it was any other asset in this space. I don't think that they would have been able to survive this long. Ripple is obviously putting up a fight, and it is a fight that looks like it could play out for a little bit longer. But of course, all in all, at the end of the day, Ripple will most likely have their name cleared. XRP will be deemed a currency, and we will see Ripple and both XRP, right, prosper ahead of the game. So I'm very excited for the future of this space. I'm very excited for the future of Ripple and XRP. And like I said, with a lot of these connections, you know, could we possibly see Citi utilizing Ripple? It's possible. I will say this Banque de France CBDC experiment looks pretty interesting. I think that more experiments like this are going to take place, possibly utilizing DOT technologies. We already know that DOT technologies are growing at a massive rate. And like I said, looking back on you know, the past time points of going back to 2019, which this is roughly you know, 2 years ago exactly, which isn't too far in the past. We're looking at direct ties to massive money markets and cross-border payments, especially within the banking scene, direct ties to R3 and even SWIFT as well. So, you know, a lot of the interesting things that, you know, come up when you look back in the past, but $5.2 trillion under management is no joke. Like I said, guys, you do your own research with a lot of this, but in my mind, I think that Ripple will have direct ties to pretty much almost every single aspect of life within the CBDC and financial markets, and I'm very excited for the future of XRP with Ripple. But with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.